only the beginning.
Hey bro, we back. Time to drop my monthly video. Anyway, what's up everybody? Hope everyone's been doing well. Today, I wanted to check something out. I wanted to check two little things out actually. Both from the same label, owned by one of my boys, who I just met last month, which was pretty sick, in Nijmegen, Netherlands. Today I'm going to be covering two projects by the label Angel Collective. Now, if you haven't heard of Angel Collective, it is the main label in the underground right now that's pushing future rhythm. Now, we know house scene has moved in a different direction. They've been exploring so many different styles of music for the last 2 years now, even since that IDM compilation came out. Not so much focusing on future rhythm like we knew them to, like they did during its inception, its infantile stages, well, up until the last Enchanted compilation. But these two things I'm covering are both older than that comp. This first comp here I'm covering is from April 15th. So I'm still playing catch up even after half a year of this channel existing. Anyways, so the compilation is called Angel Collective Presents Rebirth. Like I said, this label focuses on future rhythm, but it's not limited to that. I've heard a lot of amazing music from them in and out of the future rhythm, as well as general dubstep sphere. That Damnasie EP from last year was superb. Yeah, and I just find the Angel Collective releases to be forward thinking and fresh, and just a good continuation of the whole future rhythm movement. It's the best label for it out right now, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, bro, shout out Triakis, the owner of Angel Collective. And I apologize to you for taking so long to get out this video, because I did promise, bro, to put this out even weeks before the comp dropped, so I'm almost half a year late. Anyways, I'm stoked to get into this compilation though. And again, this is one of two projects I'm gonna be covering from this label. I decided to tack another one onto the reaction schedule because I had already taken so long with covering this. But here we are. Let's get into it though, bro. So we have Sugar Rush by Canoto and Aphonic. Now, I already know the first half of the first drop of this song. Back before Idyll wasn't canceled, bro had previewed part of the song, part of the drop. And me having super exclusive access to Canoto's ID SoundCloud playlist, shout out to him for that. I'd already listened to part of the song as well, but let me shut the hell up and let's just get into this here. Happy-go-lucky ass melody with the big ass rhythm drums. It's actually a pretty fun build-up. Oh, and here it goes though. There it is. That bubbly sound. I love when rhythm producers leave out the kick and the kick snare like he did just there. Adds a little bit of depth to the whole drop. Right there again. I like the melodic part more, but still some pretty cool sound design shit going on here. Now we got kind of squelchy in that switch. That melody, so simplistic, so goddamn minimalistic. It's just a E note switching in octaves. That little sound is so cool. Where'd it go? Hold up, where'd it go? Okay, so it kicks off filtered, but what's gonna happen? Yeah, I don't like this drop as much. I'm gonna just be flat out, but the sound design is just getting cooler and cooler as the whole song progresses. And with the melody filtered in the background like that, it's still kind of there. That little sound. Yeah, that's a solid start. I don't know who Aphonic is. Shout out to their contribution to the song, I guess. But I'm pretty sure when the first drop kicks in, it is solely Canoto at first. And it sounds like I just did a reaction to his Lost and Found Halcyon debut. This compilation did come out before that EP did. And by the way, this sounds like a lead up to the material he'd come to put out on the Lost and Found EP. Same direction, but more rudimentary. Not as sonically intricate, you know? But I kind of draw that parallel there. It's a really good start though, bro. I enjoyed that track. Let's get into Mirage by Triakis, owner of Angel Collective, like I said. Shout out to bro. I'm not even sure if this compilation is Future Rhythm just focused or not, or if it's everything. Okay. That pulsating sub is sick. That detuning's creeping me the fuck out. Was that just the drop? It feels like an intro. I like it, but it feels like an intro. Okay. This would be classified as Future Rhythm 2, I'd say, but it's super laid back. It's lackadaisical. I'm not that big on this one, unfortunately. I was expecting a bit more punch and power with the drops, the so-called drops. Nice melody. I guess I don't like the melody being so stagnant all throughout the song too. Like the non-drop sections felt super similar to the drop parts, them essentially being filtered out, reverbed out versions of the drops. It's not a very expressive tune because of those reasons. I feel like it's not diverse enough to carry the 3.5 minute runtime is what I'm trying to say. That was a letdown, I can't lie. Sucks, especially since bro is the owner and the whole curator behind this whole shit. But I didn't fully dislike it. It had a pretty melody. The detuning again is an acquired taste, but I just wish it did more, because all of a sudden the drop kicks in, cool syncopated bass line, but that melody just constantly hovering there, not much changing up. I'm not too sure. Let's get to Winter in Paris by Damnasie. Now this should be good. It's probably going to be my favorite off the compilation. Based off the melody, it might be goated already. Don't forget the motherfucker just dropped a stellar album not too long ago. This came out before that as well. Yeah, this melody is fucking crazy. Off the rip. The movement of that main lead, bro. Some more trap oriented tune, but I like how he rolled off the super high highs. Gives it a slightly warmer feeling of that organic ass percussion. What is he gonna do here? All of a sudden I want to spend winter in Paris. Shit. Super long build up, but it switches up, you know? It holds its own. It's not my all-time favorite song of Damnasie's, far from it, but it still holds its own as a really good track. Super sick chords in their progression too. See, this song has the expressiveness and the swift and fluid and smooth progression that I was missing from the Triakis song. And so far, I'd probably say it's my favorite. I'm not entirely sure between this one and Sugar Rush, but let's get into Vivid by DeathFlore. What's the sub doing? super sick flow, really nice sub work. The main drop sounds feel a bit strainy. They could be more saturated, but outside of that, I'm liking it. It's a pretty solid future rhythm song. That little saw bass there. The way he put that little melody in, I don't even remember it coming in. That's how smooth the introduction of that sound is. I assume it came in after a section, you know, because that'd make the most sense, but still. That was pretty good. I don't have much else to say about it. That sub bass really gave it the bounce, and also the flow of the sounds on top. Also not the best DeathFlore future rhythm song I've ever fucking heard, but that doesn't take away from it being a well-made, fleshed out song of itself. Okay, second to last tune, Amerzone with Friends. Where do I know Amerzone from? Rushdown? I just know him from everywhere generally. Rhinalex to Sop Around Table. Okay, gotcha. Really good sequence. Okay, why would this compilation have a heavy dubstep, almost tear out song on it? Doesn't make sense to me. This really threw me off. I didn't expect this kind of song to be on here. I'm not sure how to feel about it just yet. There's some sound designing going on for show. And that sustain is a little harsh. Don't get me wrong, I have no problem with labels expanding and diversifying what kind of music they put forth when it comes to genre, style, approach, whatever the fuck. But I definitely appreciate focused compilations that aim for one style and direction, you know, and this is just so left field and so... Okay, I've given this techno section enough time to, you know, settle in my brain, and I like it more than the first drop. The genre switching, is it that necessary? If this would have been a full, like, techno, 4 on the floor song, it might have worked better in the context of this comp. I just don't know what to make out of a half heavy dubstep, almost tear out leaning song, and half techno song. But I like that section a lot. That was good. It took some time to grow on me, but like, listen to this, bro. It's nice and intricate, you know? If I were to return to this song, I'd probably only go to the second half of it because I like that drop more. The first one sounded good, had some cool sound design shit going on in it, but just did not fit into the context of this compilation whatsoever. And that's why it sticks out like a sore thumb for me, that first drop. As a whole, decent song. In terms of replay value so far, Sugar Rush first drop, definitely there. Winter in Paris as a whole, second drop of Friends. But it's never a really great thing if you return to a song just for one section of it, you know? Nonetheless, nothing outright mediocre on this compilation so far. I'm seeing the vision that bro had for it. Last track, Idyll by Madcore and Muray. Shout out Madcore. I met bro in the Netherlands too at that stag event, bro. Shit was tough. It's kind of silly. I like it for that. The melody isn't 100% my taste. Some of the notes it's hitting is just rubbing me off. I don't know. Solid sub movement though. There we go. Really nice transient to the sound though. That little clicky, like... Okay. I like the switch much more than that first section for sure. But it does sound equal parts Madcore and Muray. From what I've heard of Murray's sound, Muray, don't know how to pronounce bro name. I hear his incorporation, and I definitely hear Madcore just based off the progression, that low melody. And I know Murray's a future rhythm character, so Danny ass melody. Super unnecessary build up here. Why would you even break up the switch in the first round like that? Especially this drop, almost having less energy than the first. You can't build something up. Let me put my water bottle down for this. You can't build something up and leave the listener with the expectation that something more grandiose is gonna come in, and then have this drop have less energy and almost feel like an outro to the song. That doesn't make sense from a musical standpoint. I didn't like that they did that. The rest was good though. I enjoyed the song. Yeah, bro, what can I say? Super fresh and forward-thinking sounds all across this compilation. I was expecting to like it more, not gonna lie, especially having heard, I think I preferred the first compilation that Angel Collective put out right when they were starting, but this still stands on its own as something that is definitely, like I said, fresh and futuristic sounding, despite some of the approaches not 100% fitting into the aesthetic that I at least have sort of gathered that Angel Collective were trying to push. In terms of favorites, this is a 6-track comp. I guess I'm gonna go for 2. I'll go for Sugar Rush and Winter in Paris. I can definitely see myself returning to both of them and listening to them in full as well. As for the other songs, not for me entirely. I see the vision, I see the direction, maybe rough around the edges at some points, inconsistent or underwhelming in others, but definitely quality ideas coming from every single one of these songs, and that's what I appreciate most when it comes to underground compilations. Even back in the day, me reviewing music is joke. I just like to see relatively unknown motherfuckers bring something to the table that is unorthodox or not of the norm. Not to say that these people actually aren't even that unknown. People know Madcore, Muray has his thing going. Amerzone's released on damn near every dubstep label, like I seen on the Spotify. DeathFlore is pretty well known in his niche, his little underground niche, as well as Damnasie. Canoto is skyrocketing right now. But yeah, still props to Triakis for putting this little collection of songs together, and that was pretty decent. I am definitely excited to hear more from Angel Collective going forward. Which I'll be doing right now, as a matter of fact. We're going to check out this Unisixn EP also released on Angel Collective, Lost Files, which dropped August 12th, so that's a little over a month old. It's still kind of excusable. Unisixn also met this motherfucker at Blacklist about half a year ago, and I've been liking his music for a cool minute now. His track 500 Millihertz that came out on that Full Flex Audio compilation from last December, despite it releasing towards the end of the year, is one of my favorite dubstep songs of 2022. I'd easily put it in top 20, top 15. And yeah, his approach, I mean, new rhythm, very bouncy, very groovy, very flow driven. Sometimes he likes to beef up his sounds to the point where they're edging on a more tear out approach. You know, and the style of music that Unisixn makes, so many other producers make in his niche, in the underground as a whole. The new rhythm, tear out, hybrid sort of shit. But he's definitely one of the best to do it. His production is some of the most refined in the whole scene, and he's more recognizable than, I'd say, 80 to 90% of the people that put out that type of music. Now, this EP right here has 5 tracks. I'm not sure if he's going to go in a more melodic, future rhythm-y direction, specifically for Angel Collective. Nonetheless, I'm still hyped whichever direction he takes this in, because like I said, I do enjoy his music. But yeah, bro, let's just get into this right here. We have track 1, Greenscape, which was a single that dropped beforehand. Really nice intro. Okay. Those glitchy sounds that like back up the ooh. Super sick fill too. The DJ spin back. Wow, this is kind of chaotic. I like it though. Organized chaos. The best kind of chaos. Bro, chill. The delay. See, that's what I mean. The idea in and of itself is nothing special, but the fill work, the little glitchy bits of sound that complement that main sound design. Even the flow to a certain extent is unique to him and unique to this song. Super duper ethereal. The way it sort of had to kick off with the kicks before the snare came back in. I love that in trance and techno. This shit is super washed out, but I'm a fan of reverb. I'm a fan of ethereal soundscapes, so I like this a lot. Doesn't feel forced either, you know? The genre transitioning from rhythm into sort of ambient trance direction. Nice, nice, good start to this thing. I hope this is a taster to what we're going to be getting. Trusty new rhythm formula and some more experimental stuff. I'm stoked. Yeah, that first drop idea, like I said, standard new rhythm, but its finer details is what make it unique to, again, Unisixn and to the song itself, you know. And the genre switch up, of course, makes it even more different sounding. So we have Legendary Drop. Super weird, like metallic tail to those sounds. Reminds me of a lot of old school rhythm trench shit, but the sound is just so nutty and different to that as well. I love that final section. Just just keep it there and finish out the drop. That was a pretty legendary drop. You know, sometimes rhythm songs just leave you confused at first, and those end up growing on you so much. So this song so far definitely has potential. That's hard as shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's going into the playlist though. I don't like this flow as much because the tail of the sound is so long. What the fuck? I was gonna say this flow right here. The tail of the sound is so long that it just sounds weird when you have it fire off in rapid succession like that. But this, oh. And the subs pitch bending right here is perfect. It matches the top sound's energy perfectly. That might be my favorite song of this entire recording session so far. I think it tops Greenscape and everything off that Angel Collective comp. That's what happens when you back solid sound design with a strong flow. It doesn't have to be the craziest, most out there flow ever, but just complementary to the timbre of the sound design you're creating. That's a perfect example. That shit was pretty dang fire. The only problem I had with it was this little section here that I was mentioning. And that's not even that bad, you know. Okay. Yeah, I had to save that one too. Track 3, Nonstop. I said I met Unisixn at Blacklist half a year ago. I also seen bro perform in May, which I completely forgot to mention. I think he rinsed this song. That DJ spin back is too iconic. I like that fill more than the main drop idea, I'm gonna be honest. I like how punchy the kick and snare are, but it sounds kind of weird with the sound on top. The drop sound, kick, and snare don't really fit that well with one another. That's what the problem is. I like them individually, but I think he'd have to use different percussion to complement that better for the drop to work more. He loves his trance shit. That's a little kick roll. That little feathery sound on top, that oh, that little overtone, yeah. Crazy momentum. It's just the way the percussion sits in the mix. It doesn't turn me off from listening to the song. It just sounds kind of off. Yeah, we have another solid new rhythm song for the books, bro. I'ma just leave it there. I don't have much else to say. Really beautiful midsection too. The ambient stuff suits his style. I just hope he doesn't feel like he has to force it into every single non-drop section. Just put it in when it's necessary, you know? And so far, the incorporation has been pretty tasteful. So, punch. He has such a good ear for what flows work. Another weird mix down. Not gonna lie, I thought I was listening to Trucker Dub for a second when that little sound came in. It sounds like that as that same bit crushed watery effect on it. Weird mix down on this song again. Super weird mix down. Why is the sound design so airy? It barely has any body to it. There it is. Those fills are cool as shit. The flow master, bro, I'm saying. Those sounds need to be a little more clean. They sound way too messy there. Some frequencies defo needed to be omitted from there, bro. Experimental new rhythm. It's the best way I describe that song specifically. The finer details weren't there, let's be real, especially with that mix down. But again, I love the idea and the flow. Just he kept going and going and going. Those tastefully executed fills as well, bro. Ooh. It's just fun. It's catchy, just good to listen to overall. The core idea of these songs is just top notch, bro. I'm saying. Final track, Lost Files. This intro is also a little more different to what we've gotten so far. They've all felt melancholy, but not. This one has a different sound. And the first Future Rhythm song too. Kind of. Oh no, that resonator is so satisfying. What did bro do? My goodness, that resonator is perfect. Y'all hear that tail, that, oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. In the weirdest way, this reminds me of i7. It reminds me of i7. Talk about a melodic overtone. This ear candy ass EP. I really like that he has sections like this in his songs. Drumless, especially. Or is this just gonna be... Ooh. Nah, this song needed a second drop. This song definitely needed a second drop. You can't just end it like that. Come on now. I still like this section because it kind of calms you back down. But give the listener some downtime and then take them right back into the madness of the drop and then end out the song and the CP. That's kind of disappointing. I wanted a second drop from this one. Greenscape didn't have a second drop either. It did have drums to complement the ambient haze that was presented. With Greenscape, I didn't mind all too much that it didn't have a second drop. But this one, it needed one for sure. That's a minus point for me personally, but the CP as a whole is actually really damn solid. I like this thing a lot. Punch, Nonstop, and Legendary Dropper, they're tough. You know, the shit has the minimalistic rhythm aspect down. Great flows all throughout. Near perfect momentum. Energy of these drops were just... You feel me? Super sick fills, non-drop sections, unique to Unisixn with the ambient trance stuff at points. Pretty samey intros for the first 4 tracks, I can't lie. The only one that stood out to me was Lost Files, just because the synth sounded that much different. Definitely not as washed out as the rest, but yeah, bro. Some of the production could have been better too. I've heard much fuller sounds from him, much better mixed sounds, namely on tracks like 500 megahertz. I said millihertz earlier in the video. I actually think it was Triakis that corrected me on that back in the Netherlands, because I think MHZ, the M and H are caps, then I think it's megahertz, but if they're lowercase, then it's millihertz. But anyways, I more or less got what I wanted from this thing. I expected him to go in a more melodic route with at least one of the songs. Lost Files was, I want to say, more halfway melodic. The melodic touch came more from that resonating like overtone sound that the drop sounds had on that song specifically. This thing was good. This thing was really good. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to go support Angel Collective. I love what they do. Absolutely love. And after listening to both the compilation and this Unisixn EP, it's become apparent to me that Triakis wants to definitely diversify up the Angel Collective sound past just future, and which I'm all for. Like I said, as long as he doesn't try to do so many things at once, I can only support it. Because as much as I'm a fan of diversity, I'm also just as much a fan, if not slightly more, a fan of consistency and fluidity throughout a track list. Coherency, if you will. But yeah, this label is definitely gonna be something. It's definitely gonna be something. It's one of my favorites in the underground. Yeah. Follow their socials. Follow Unisixn's. I'm gonna leave his in the description too. Y'all should be getting another video this month. Yep. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one then. Take care. Bye.